Let's continue fixing the runner triad. I mentioned this previously in another video where we started by fixing your tight quads. Today, I'm going to work on your hamstrings. The problem with tight hamstrings is that it's usually not your hamstring's fault. It's often because your glutes are weak or something else is sort of taking over. That being said, we want to do a combination of stretching and strengthening to make them feel great so that you can get the most out of every run. I have 3 moves for you today. These are things that you can do a couple of times a week, particularly if you are noticing tight hamstrings all the time. These are not ones that I recommend for a lot pre-run. I would do like 1 round pre-run, okay? All right, the first move is our rocker. So from a kneeling position, we are simply going to rock forward and back. So we are getting both our hip flexors and our hamstrings. This happens to be one of my favorite movements. You will notice that it is dynamic and not static. So this is really helping us work through that full range of motion, which is more of a mobility movement rather than a static movement where we're just kind of just pulling, stretching. And usually, like I said, your hamstrings are needing a little more mobility than they are just to be totally stretched out. Our second move is a wall press. So I am demonstrating it with a block, but you will stand next to a wall with 1 foot kickstand behind you. You will push into the wall with that leg while leaning forward. So again, this is more of a strength and mobility movement. If we can teach our muscle how to activate and lengthen, we're gonna get so much more out of our run. Our third move feels a little more old school, but you are simply lying on your back, hands behind those hamstrings. You are pulling it towards your chest while you are straightening and releasing the leg. So you should find as you continue doing this movement that you get more range of motion as you go. Again, this one I greatly prefer for the end of the day, whereas the rocker or the wall press you could do pre-run because we are kind of activating, loosening things up. This one is just a little more intense, a little more stretch worthy. So I would include it at the end of your day. All right, gang, you can find the other movements linked down below, but if you have other questions about what to stretch, how to strength train, let me know so I can make sure those are the videos we do next, and make sure you hit like.